Hi, this is Marty Duda, and on today's 13th Floor Music Talk interview, we talk to Sam Hales of the Jungle Giants about their new album, Love Signs, one which Sam calls his best body of work ever.
'Cause I love you so, and I need to know if there's something wrong.
So you got the album's coming out in a couple of days. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling absolutely amazing. Yeah, I'm like, for me, I'm so proud of this. And I really, really do feel like this is the best body of work I've ever put together.
Right.
So for me, I've had it done. It's been completely done for like nearly 6 months, maybe even more, actually more than that. And I've been playing it so much. I've been going to parties at my friend's house and putting it on. And, now I've been so familiar with it and I love it so much. And now it's kind of crazy. Like, it's almost crazy for like the guys in the band. They're like, just the other day, Andrew was like, I can't believe like this isn't out yet. I can't believe people don't know this album yet. So now it's Friday. It's finally getting out to the world. And I'm really excited to share it with everybody.
And what have the reactions been to the folks you've brought it to parties and played it for them?
They've been good. Luckily, they've been really good. Yeah, and it's nice too because there's like there's a couple of tracks on the album that are like they're like kind of a different approach to something I've done before, and they've been received really well. So it's kind of getting me excited that there's a diversification here of like sound, and I feel like people are responding really well. So I'm really excited to see which songs people latch onto the most. Okay. That's always a really fun game.
So what would which name a track that you think is kind of veers away from what you've been doing in the past?
There's a song called Something Got Between Us. That it's not really, to me, it's not really like, I guess it's not like a deviation or anything. It's just, to me, it's slightly like, it's pretty raw lyrically. And it's kind of like, it's a song that I never expected to get a good the most popular reaction from.
Right.
But weirdly, we've had it on, it's feature album right now, on Triple J here in Australia. And people are messaging a lot about that song, which has been surprising. Oh. So that's cool. It's like, it's just interesting to hear what people are liking. I think people are responding to the lyrics, I think.
All right. Very good. Now you mentioned Andrew in the band, and I think it's an interesting situation you have there. You must have a great band because you pretty much did the whole album yourself. And now you have the band with you to help support and whatever. So yeah. What is that relation? How do they deal with that? Because they're like they're really good. Like, they support me so much. And I don't take it for granted. Like, those guys really take care of me, and they really give me they tell me whatever I need to do, whatever time things will take. They're fully there to support me. So I feel really lucky in that sense. And those guys, they're totally like supportive of me having my like creative control and freedom. And it's a really nice situation because when we go on tour, we recently, we went to the States just before COVID hit, and we had the most amazing trip. And I know some bands have a hard time when they get like in confined spaces together for a long time, but we just got closer. And I think that we're really lucky in that sense where we're like a family that we chose, and we feel we've got like a long love. I feel like we're married to each other, the four of us. Oh, cool. All righty. Well, let's hope there's no divorces on the horizon.
In a good way. I mean, I've never been married, but we have a bond here, a lifelong bond.
Very cool. Very cool. So after you've put the album together and now you're ready to do some gigs, how do you have to show each member of the band what they're supposed to play? Do you play them tracks and let them kind of express themselves? How does it work?
Yeah. So I take it into the band room, and we'll play the track, and
I'll kind of just go over each part with the guys. So like Andrew, a lot of the time Andrew just listens a lot to the song and he'll learn the bass line himself. Right. Recently, I've had to have Andrew on the piano a bit more, because there's a fair bit of piano on this album, and a lot of like kind of synth bass anyway. So it's kind of okay to leave that in the track. But yeah, we kind of have these little these kind of learning sessions, and we like have a wine or a beer and we just kind of go over it and just play them over and over again. But it's fun. Cool.
And it's not completely all you. There, you have a few other folks popping in and out. On Treat You Right, you've got somebody named Janet Planet singing with you. Is that right?
I'm gonna treat you right. You wanna dance all night? Well then, baby, alright, as you like.
Who's she?
Yeah, so that's my girlfriend.
Oh, there you go.
She's the lead, the front woman of a band called Confidence Man.
Right.
And so she actually was a really powerful influence on this record. Not only that like she, we're in love, but also because she wrote some stuff with me. There was that track Love Signs, that recent single. We actually made that track up late one night. We do a thing called Grace and Sam nights, where we'll like get heaps of margarita ingredients and we'll just write songs till like 5 a.m. And I had this song, Love Signs, and it wasn't really quite getting there yet. There was something missing from it. So I just pulled it up, I showed it to her, and she really saw something in it. And we just kind of spent hours and hours and hours drinking margaritas, writing the song. And by about 4 a.m. it was done and we loved it. And so I woke up the next morning, like totally pumped, but scared. I was like, I really hope it's as good as I think it is.
Right.
And it was. And so like she was a really good influence on this album. She really helped me out. And, it was kind of, with lockdown, it was kind of difficult sometimes. And she was definitely there to give me all kinds of moral support and be my muse.
Right. Now, you mentioned lockdown. It feels like you're kind of in a self-imposed lockdown anyway. So when you're working, was it different for you working when everybody else is in lockdown, or was it pretty much situation normal?
It was almost situation normal, because I like to, had to go in the bunker and I had to get things done. Right. I think the only thing that was different was it's really important to me to have people around me. Like when I clock out of the studio, I like to have those, just those things that make you comfortable, like going out to dinner, seeing my friends. And without that, it did get a little bit harder. And I definitely had to compartmentalize a little bit, because it's hard to sound happy when you're a bit sad, but there's a saving grace that I had to do a lot of production on the album, and that took just as much time as the writing pretty much. So I could just focus on the sounds, and they saved me. So in a big sense, I feel like this album was, it saved me from a lot of negative feelings. It was a source of happiness and a source of like survival for me. So I'm really thankful that I had the album to focus on.
Cool. And it looks like you spent quite a bit of time with shooting your videos and coming up with concepts. And you have a guy named, let's see, I've got it written down here, Julian Lucas. Is that right? Who works with you on that? The one for Treat You Right. Now, is there a doppelganger involved in that, or what? How did that come to pass?
There is, yeah. So the idea in the clip is that I'm growing versions of myself, and that if you go see the Jungle Giants, there's a chance that it's not actual me; it's one of my clones that I've grown. So we called out to people. We needed to find someone that looked like me, and so we just got on social media and we just said, hey, if you look like Sam, can you send in a photo of yourself, or just let us know if you've seen someone around. And we got this message back from this guy that, no kidding, like looked a lot like me, like a lot like same height, same everything, same dimensions, same look, same beard, same coloring. And so we just hit him up and he agreed to do the film clip, and it went so well that he actually just did the last film clip with us as well for Love Signs, which is just, I just take him on a date. That's it. We just go out to dinner. Yeah, and we originally did have another idea, but we got caught in lockdown, so no one could come, and we couldn't do the original idea that we had.
Right.
So we had to shelf that idea and just come up with a more simple idea. But taking the doppelganger out to dinner was perfect and easy.
Love signs, baby. Well, I'm picking them up. You've been beaming out, baby, all night long. Leaving all those messages on my phone.
Well, it seems to fit in because there's a certain theme of kind of self-love involved in some of the songs. So you can't get much more self-love than taking yourself out to dinner, right?
Yeah, exactly. I would recommend it.
So was it weird working with him and making the videos?
It wasn't weird. Like, he's an interesting guy and he's really nice.
Right.
He's really funny though. Like, in that video for Love Signs, we just had to do a lot of small talk while they were filming, so it looked like we were chatting, and we actually were chatting. And I learned something really funny about him. I asked him, "What's your favorite meal to eat when you're hungover?" And he said, "Gravy." Like gravy. And I was like, "Oh yeah, like gravy with chips or gravy with meat or something." And he was like, "No, just gravy." And he like told me more about it, and he likes to eat it like soup.
Well,
he just eats gravy like soup. So each to their own. But it turns out the doppelganger is a gravy soup lover.
All righty. Well, that's cool.
I didn't know whether to be scared or think it was funny.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking along the lines of videos, I see your kind of biggest budget one was the one for In Her Eyes. So, and there's kind of some cross-dressing going on and all that. So,
it's VFX. So that one was like was pretty like ambitious. What we did was essentially is that self-love idea. It's a guy that's so narcissistic, he sees a woman that looks just like him and he falls in love, and then raise a family, and I
believe his name is Mick Jagger.
Yeah, pretty much. But so what we did was, it was a really time-consuming film clip where we got a female actress, and we just had to stand in the same place, and we VFX'd my face onto her. It was like movie effect.
Yeah.
So it was really funny to make, and it was arduous, but I think the result is kind of like something kind of cool. Like yeah, we achieved a lot with not much with that one.
And then there's a track called Charge My Phone, and it kind of begins with this kind of I don't know if it's an actual phone message or something, or what's going on there.
It's a voice memo. So I was on holiday with my girlfriend, and I come up with little ideas all the time for like riffs or bass lines or something. And we were just at a cafe, and I just had this idea, and it was two ideas at once. So it was a riff and a bass line. So I needed to get her, I had to teach her the riff, and I did the bass line, and I recorded it at the same time for reference when I got back home to the studio. And when I got back home to the studio, I like put it in the session and I listened to it, and I just absolutely loved it. I thought it was really cute that the two of us were just quietly singing this little idea while you could hear like, people chatting in the background, cutlery clanging. And I just thought it was a perfect segue / intro for that song, because it kind of summed up what the album was. And it was like these kind of little beautiful little moments between me and my girlfriend, or for other people between them and their partner, and it just fit perfectly that it was this little musical memento, and it segued into the track perfectly. Cool.
And is that you on falsetto in that one as well?
Yeah, I'm doing a fair bit of falsetto. That's like my new favorite thing, because on this record there was a lot of like 90s influence. I was listening to a lot of Timbaland, a lot of Ashanti and JT, and I thought that it was really fun to just sing a little sexy with the falsetto, and it played off the heavy bass lines and
Right.
drums really nicely. So yeah, I'm singing higher than I used to. That's for sure.
And so when you're doing your vocal, are you just kind of by yourself doing it all without anybody around? And
Yeah. I love just setting up at the studio. I'll get the beat sorted and I'll just crank it. And I've got like a microphone. Actually, it's this microphone, and it's I just walk around the house,
right,
just sing it. And then, like whatever comes to mind. Usually the stuff that comes to mind earlier is the best stuff. And
right.
yeah, I'm just kind of singing around, I walk around the house singing really high till I get something I like.
Sounds like fun.
It is fun.
So the 23rd is fast approaching. What's the plan going forward? Do you have gigs? Are you going to be able to play out? I don't even know kind of what the situation is over there. It seems to change minute by minute.
It's changing minute by minute. We're planning to go on tour. So we've been selling tickets, and it's going to be the Love Signs album tour.
Right. That
at
makes
the moment,
sense.
everything's going ahead. Yeah, everything's going ahead, and the shows are booked for September. So, but right now, almost every state is in lockdown.
Yeah.
But we're keeping hopeful, and things are changing minute by minute. So, all we can be is hopeful, and we can only focus on the things we can control. So we're going to keep pushing the album and keep pushing the tickets, and hopefully we'll see everybody in September. But we're going to be coming to, if everything allows, we're going to be hopefully coming to New Zealand early next year.
Cool.
So
yeah, hopefully things have settled by then, because we keep trying to open the bubble, and the bubble is closing and it's popping.
Yeah.
All sorts of things are happening.
Yeah, it gets a little boring, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, hopefully everybody will behave themselves, and we'll be on our way back to whatever 100%. Is normal. Very good. Well, thanks for telling me all about it. I appreciate it. Good luck on Friday with the release.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
And we'll see you maybe at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, man.
See you. Bye-bye.